What's up with it, guys? So we are staying in the north side of the city, Hon Chong Beach, and it's very interesting because the area we're staying in is actually like a little bit of a Russia town almost. It's like a little self-contained Russian village in the middle of Nha Trang, Vietnam.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. And we figure we can go take a walk. We're over by the beach now, but we're gonna show you guys this interesting little complex. It's like a little Russian city inside of Vietnam. Everyone's real cool. I've had no issues with anybody. One thing that's a big advantage of having Russians around is that the portion size is gonna be Western and it's not gonna be crazy expensive. So I'm finding that food is relatively cheap and the portion sizes are good. There's a lot of like cafes that kind of cater to them, but the area is quite interesting and we're gonna go for a little walk around and show it to you. And hopefully you guys can see why I find it so fascinating, this kind of mix of these two different cultures in Nha Trang, Vietnam. So this is the nearest beach to where we're staying. And this beach is a lot better than, in my opinion, than the one downtown because you've got about 50% of the people. There's way less people, but a lot of it is very rocky. And right now there's low tide. You guys can really see all the rocks that are sticking out. It's crazy. The beach downtown seems to get the crowds and this is much more low key. So that's why I like it better. Very chill. There's not as many people. There's a lot of people who come here with their families. During the day, it's more of a Russian scene. They seem to appreciate the sun. In the evening, it's more of a Vietnamese scene. They don't want to be anywhere fucking near the sun, you know, so the vibe sort of flips, you know. But right now you can see it's about sunset. People are flying kites, just kind of taking it in. You're gonna see some people exercising, kids playing. It's just a pleasant place. People getting their workout in. And you know, it's everything that you hear about Nha Trang. Beautiful islands, great beach, nice people. But in the middle of it, I'm gonna show you guys, because we're coming up to it now. In the middle of all this idyllic Vietnamese paradise is the Hon Chong Center. And this area is popular amongst Russian expats, but amongst expats in general. I met some people from the UK that are living in this building. It's just very cheap for, you know, what you get. You get a nice view, you get a pretty decent apartment, and it's not very expensive. And what's interesting about this is the bottom of it. All the businesses at the bottom are catering towards Russians. So we're gonna go walk around and show you guys little Odessa or little Moscow or whatever you want to call it. There's a really great restaurant over here called Shantaram that's owned by, I believe, a Ukrainian couple, and their food is mwah. So there's some good food that come with the Russians. And there's a cafe over here called Cafe Atlas. Not the cheapest place, but very high quality, good eggs Benedict. So you can get good food around here as well. A lot of advantages. So again, this is the main beach next to our house. This is not the city center beach, but this is the beach closest to us. There is some more beaches further up, but they're smaller. But this is not a beach video, my friends. This is us taking a walk into Nha Trang's Little Russia. All right, here we are. So this whole building complex is the Montan Oceanus. If you guys need any contacts for rooms in here, let me know. I got the plug on it. If you're working with us, you get all our contacts, as you know. But if you want to come down here yourself and check it out, it is a nice place to live. You got a little place to wash your feet and whatnot, coming off the beach. But yeah, we're gonna take you through this kind of unusual place. So this was like a pizzeria, but I guess it's fucking out of business now. The corner store here has writing in Chinese, Russian, English, Vietnamese. So it's very multicultural.
Oh yeah, multiple languages. languages.
Multiple languages going on.
In every restaurant, on the menus too, remember?
Yeah, everything's in the Cyrillic alphabet in the menus as well.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
a lot of places to eat down here. There's even the supermarket inside here.
this is an interesting spot because at night you'll see like little kids playing here, but it won't just be Vietnamese kids. It'll be like little blonde kids running around. It's very odd. Not what you expect in Southeast Asia. This is the giant supermarket that Mish was talking about. There's another supermarket in the complex that we'll show you.
Festival market, I guess.
But I like it here personally, and in my opinion, it's a nice place to live.
Very convenient.
You have everything you need right here. And let's have a look at the street scenery. So the beach is right across the street. So it's very, very convenient, and it's like a little city within a city that's just kind of cool because, like, you know, as you know, if you spend any time in Southeast Asia, most of Vietnam is not really designed for walking. It's more designed for motorbikes. But this area is very walkable. Everything's very like compact and close by, and they have a couple different convenience stores, 2 decent-sized supermarkets, cafes, restaurants. There's a place up here that I'll show you guys where we get some food. They're relatively cheap.
I think there's a laundromat in here too. Remember she gave us like
Yeah.
a coupon or something?
Yeah, for sure. This is a place where we go sometimes because they have cheap food and large portions. They do some fish dishes as well.
It's a hotel too.
Yeah, I guess it's a hotel as well, but this is called the Anrazan or something like, I guess they're trying to say Amazon, the Anrazan.
Yeah.
But it's
Good food.
it's decent food if you're in this area.
Very cheap.
Portions are okay. This is the little complex. Whoa. That guy just face planted right there. I hope he's all right. Jeez, he saw that? He just face planted.
Yeah.
Oh no. So yeah, look, here we go. You have
Yeah, there's a spa.
spa, Cyrillic, English, Chinese. Now you have your bird's nest. I think that's appealing to the Chinese, possibly the Vietnamese too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they have the bird's nest. On this side, you have another Viet Mart, which is like another convenience store. And they have this little beer hall here. Looks like beer and steak.
Another supermarket here.
Yep, we got another little supermarket. Yeah, it's really, really convenient in here. There's almost anything you would ever need. Very, very interesting little neighborhood. And what's so fucking cool about it is how cheap it is, guys. It's really not expensive. So let's have a little wander through here, and I'll show you a little bit more. So there's another pizza place. I think this is also owned by a Russian guy from what I understand. But the food is supposed to be not too bad. Their reviews online seemed like it was okay. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't want to like endorse or not endorse. I don't know. But there is a pizza place. There's a pretty good little cafe up here that Mish found called the Atlas Cafe. And I'll take you guys to that as well. So you can see that these are all parts of the Muang Tan. They're all different towers. Then each one has a different number. So depending on what tower you're in. Is it down here, Mish? Do you remember?
A lot of cafes. I don't remember if it's this way or that way. Should I look it
Oh
up?
yeah, look it up. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the cafe. Because
We only went there one time.
we went there once. I feel like it was past here. It might have
This
been.
way?
I thought
Or
so.
that way?
It might be along this wall, but we're gonna find out.
Let's see.
All right, guys. So here you go. That's the place we were talking about across the street. It's called the Atlas, and I guess they have a hotel as well. But they make some really bomb food. So there's just about everything you would need in this little area here. And now we're outside of the complex, and it's like kind of a mix of Vietnamese businesses and businesses oriented towards expats. You've got some massage, Cafe Atlas like we were talking about. That's this place here. They've got some kind of a buffet here. Looks like seafood up ahead. Let's see what's over here. So this is the first time we've really gone and explored the whole thing as ourselves, guys, so you're coming along with us. We've gone to a few different spots, but I don't think we've actually like walked through this entire thing.
Last time we came through this way, do you remember?
Yes, yes.
But there's a good coffee shop in here somewhere, but it just has coffee, no food.
And this is a Cinta, so that means that they do smoothies and that type of thing, and teas. I don't know if it's open, but maybe it is. Yeah, it looks like.
Another spa.
Yeah, and then there's a spa, right? Hair salon. Looks like a place that sells that, what is that, seaweed kind of thing? Vietnamese food. So here we go. Get all your Russian favorites.
Vietnamese food.
So they have a mix of Vietnamese food and Russian food. All right, guys, well, this is a little tour of our complex and the neighborhood we're staying while we're in town. It's a pretty interesting little spot. I'm not for want for cafes, restaurants, or supermarkets, that's for sure. Feels pretty safe. Our building has, the keyed entry to where it only opens up the floor of your elevator. So it's pretty chill.
Very secure.
All the Russians in the building have been polite and pretty chill. The Vietnamese have all been polite and chill. Seems like just a nice place to live. If you're thinking about coming into Trang, I definitely would suggest Hon Chong if you want something a little bit more in the cut and a little bit more quiet, a little bit more low key compared to down by the Lotus. So let's see what we got over here. So. We got another coffee spot. I somehow walked ourselves into a parking lot. Look at this. But I'm gonna step over. All right. So this is the back of that supermarket that we showed you earlier. Pon Chaki, okay, so that looks like they do donuts and tea. Oh, look, so they do like,
That's cool.
yeah, that's
Like
cool.
pastries, kinda?
Yeah, like Russian style, look. Like,
Oh, looks good.
wow, that's
Another
cool.
supermarket too.
And that's pretty cool. And then you have this Pho Hanoi and Windy Coffee, which looks like they do some food. Yeah, beefsteak, banh mi au plat.
Some of these places they open at 4, so sometimes during the day it'll look a little dead here.
Yeah.
Actually, they just open like later.
It comes to life more later. And this is the luxury hotel across the street. So they have the pool and the facilities and all that. And you just pay a little bit of money and you can use it. Yeah, it's an interesting little neighborhood over here. So another thing that this complex has, guys, is like a Pharma City right inside of it. And on the outskirts of it, basically, it's just like seafood restaurants and, any kind of other convenience you would need. This Pharma City has basically everything. It's a pretty decent supermarket brand here in Vietnam, for those of you who are not familiar with it. I haven't tried this place yet, but they have a massage place in the complex as well. They do foot and body. And it looks like for an hour it's about 230K, so Hai Cham Ba Moi. It's not very expensive. It's like pretty normal for Vietnam. Probably we could find cheaper, but then we'd have transportation costs. So maybe it would be about the same.
It just depends if it's good. Oh, this is the supermarket.
Yeah, so this place has bomb croissants, guys. Like some of the best croissants I've had in Asia.
15,000, which is about, I don't know, maybe 40 cents.
Like 40 cents for So I've been making like eggs with croissants and just getting them for breakfast kind of thing. And some chocolate croissants as a snack to keep around.
It is so cheap to cook at home here, guys. So
Yeah, if you have stuff to cook at home here, forget it. Very, very inexpensive. So now this is the rest of the complex. See, this is the supermarket. And I'll show you, there's a few more convenience stores over here.
they're smaller now.
Right now, there's a lot of, seems like a lot of tourists are here. I'm seeing them. Yeah, it must be for, there's a holiday coming up. Easter, people are probably going to be coming and getting away from Saigon. So we have another convenience store here. And yeah, that makes sense that more people would come celebrate for Easter. So you can get big full-size water bottles here, as well as little water bottles. And yeah, this is a little tour of our neighborhood. It's funny because normally it's much more Russian, but actually right now it feels more Vietnamese. There's so many Vietnamese people here because it's coming up onto a holiday weekend. And yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that, guys. This was a little tour of our neighborhood and a little tour of our complex.
Hopefully it's not too windy.
Hopefully you enjoyed the footage and you enjoyed the video. If you're thinking of coming to Vietnam, you need a long-term visa, reach out to us. You can live in a convenient neighborhood like this and only pay $350, $400 a month. A little bit more if you want the same thing in the city center, but
Plus utilities.
you know, up here it's so cheap and you can have such a good quality of life. Internet's not the best in the world, but it's pretty good, it's okay. And you know,
We live stream, it's fine.
the city's safe, the people are nice. There's a lot of Western food because there's a lot of Russians, although I don't know if you would call them West. They're certainly west of Vietnam, so you can get good breads, good croissants, Western sized portions. And then of course there's just a slew of local Vietnamese businesses. And like I said, honorable mention to Shantaram, bomb food owned by some Ukrainian couple. Very, very good food, very reasonable price. I like this area. If you're thinking about living in Nha Trang, this is a place where I would suggest. It's a little far from my jiu-jitsu club, so that's really the only disadvantage, but everything else is pretty sweet. If you're thinking of coming to Vietnam and you need advice on where to live, where to stay, what to do, we do consulting. We don't just help people arrange visas, but we can help you design your life and completely, you know, cater to what you're looking for from the country that you're moving to. So if you're thinking about coming to Vietnam and you want us to tailor make, you know, your situation so you have the right type of condo, the right type of view, the hookups on, you know, investment, the hookups on driver's licenses, on getting yourself legal, on, you know, how to stay in the country long term, we got it all covered. We can help you from start to finish. Hit us up on the Facebook fan page, and if you enjoy this content, please subscribe, like, and share the videos. All right, guys, so this is some of the neighborhoods that kind of near to our complex. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like over here in Hon Chong Beach in the actual streets of the area, not just along the beach, because pretty much most content that exists on this area is based on the beach. And this is about 1 block off the beach here. So you have seafood, Hai San. We're gonna actually head over to a spot for dinner ourselves, but on the way there, I figure I might as well show you guys a little bit what the area looks like. You can see. Right along the beach is the highest density in the area. And this is the beach here. We're looking through the back of a seafood restaurant. Oh, once you feel that breeze, huh? Yes. But as you guys can see, some nice, fancy accommodation back here. Fancy, fancy. That's a nice looking hotel. But yeah, this is the side streets and what the neighborhood looks like.
Volga Spa, Jen.
The Volga Spa. Yeah, that's pretty Russian for you. The Volga in Vietnam. And then look at this, just next to the luxury, your typical Vietnam style house. You know, it's tucked in the back. Nha Trang is very nice, guys. This is a very nice city. gonna hope while I'm in town to show you a couple different sides of it, because I think most of the content is primarily gonna be focused on showing people the beaches, but we wanna show you the reality of what it would be like to live here. So that includes the beaches, the alleyways, some of the restaurants that we like to go to, things we like to do. We may be doing a treat for you guys. We'll be doing a live stream possibly tonight, and that'll probably be out long before you guys ever see this video. But yeah, this is the side streets over here in Hon Chong, and we're walking up to this road here. This road has a lot of good restaurants and cafes on it, so we're gonna come up and we're gonna go hit up this place over here for dinner. But I thought it would be interesting to take you guys and show you not just our complex where we're living, but a little bit of what the city itself looks like, so you can get an idea if you chose to live in this area, what you would actually be seeing every day. And yeah. Oh, do they? Oh, that's funny. Interesting. So that's funny. Vapes, like tobacco vapes? Oh, okay. So this place, if you're a tobacco vape smoker, I'm not. But they have that in coffee. That's kind of interesting. You guys can see some more nice, fancy accommodation just springing up over here. It's a nice place. Look, it's For You Hotel. For nobody but you. That's a great name. For You Hotel. So yeah, it's important for anyone who's thinking about being an expat to not just see the glitz and the glamour side of things, not just see all the sights and the beautiful parts, but to see the city itself and see what the vibes are like. And that's kind of what we try to do with our channel. Is we're kind of a hybrid between expat consulting and also travel, because we think the two are not mutually exclusive, and that it's important to really truly live in a place and not just to be there because it's cheap, you know? Like, there's a lot of people who end up in Southeast Asia just because it's a cheap place. You want to, you know, for me, I always want to be somewhere where the culture resonates with me, where I can learn something from the place, where I can have a good quality of life, but I can also like challenge myself and grow as a traveler and as a person. And I find that, you know, a lot of times when you watch travel videos, they don't really take you into the reality of what it's like to live in a place. You know, it's a very superficial experience. They're there for a couple days, it's great, or you know, everything's so wonderful, this type of thing, whereas that's just not going to be reality if you're actually an expat and you're actually living out here. There's going to be things that are good and there's going to be things that are bad, and it's just going to be about how you reconcile those things, or whether or not you're really going to like living in Vietnam. Nha Trang is beautiful. It's got the coast. There's not much going on here for jobs, but if you have income from, you know, overseas or an online business, it's a really great quality of life, fantastic place. And look at this, guys. This is a cafe right here, this giant place. This whole thing there is a cafe. So there's a lot of crazy large cafes in this area, because you know how the Vietnamese are with coffee. And if you don't know, you should know. Coffee's more like a religion here. And we're very close to Dalat. We're very close to the Central Highlands. You can get from here to Dalat in about 4 hours. And Dalat is the, you know, the breadbasket of Vietnam. So incredible produce. They grow coffee, wine, grapes. Yeah. So this is Hon Chong, and this is what it's like away from the beach. And where we're heading right now is to go get some Korean food. They got like a little Korean fusion restaurant that's pretty bomb, real close to our building. So we're gonna go hit that up and then probably call it a day. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to show you what it looks like in the real Vietnam, not just on the postcard side, but so you can get an impression of what it would actually be like to live here, walk around here, run errands here, the kind of shops that are available, the kind of food that you can buy, the kind of housing options that exist, from service apartments like places like these, all the way to the high-rise condos that we showed you in the beginning of the video. We can help you find whatever it is you're looking for in Vietnam. Definitely don't hesitate to reach us on the Facebook fan page. Smash the like button, subscribe and share. And remember,
Brush your face and wash your teeth, son.
Hey, what's up? I'm D from Canada. Hook up with the New York Nomad if you want a smooth ride into Vietnam or any Southeast Asian countries.
Hey, my name is Aaron. Get in contact with the New York Nomads. If you want to get into Vietnam, hit them up. They'll get you in securely and professionally.
Yo, this is Uncle Hollywood. I'm telling you right now, the New York Nomad got me a job. He's legit. Hit him up. Check him out.
New York Nomad set me up in Vietnam.
Yo, my man got me a job. Come to Vietnam.
Hey, what's up, guys? You thinking about coming to Vietnam? You're not sure where to start. You've heard a lot of things online. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's not. We offer a consulting service where we help you get on your feet in Vietnam. We give you advice on negotiating contracts with employers. We help you with real estate agents, visa agents that are reliable and that you can trust. We help you get started in this amazing country and get on your feet. We help you get into different opportunities that might be more difficult for you if you were just landing in the country on your own. And we help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls and problems that you could have as a newcomer here. We provide you with reliable job recruiters, visa agents, real estate agents, and advice. If you guys are thinking about coming to Vietnam, hit us up for a consultation. We'll help you get started, help you get on your feet, and hopefully you'll love Vietnam as much as we do.